Hey guys, so today I have a makeup tutorial for you using the BH Cosmetics foil palette. I've been requested tons to use this palette, so today I created this green and purple pastel spring look for you. I kind of feel like a mermaid, but since I threw the pinks on, I feel a little bit more like a spring bouquet of flowers. This look is almost intimidating because of the colors, and there's more than one color, but it's so simple. So if you wanted to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. I'm going to take the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer. This is just a shadow base that's going to help all our eyeshadows go on evenly, and since we are using color, we want them to go on nice and evenly. Then I'm going to take the Makeup Beauty Eye Primer. This is more of like a paint pot. It's going to make our eyelids more of a flat canvas, so just going to take any veins that are showing. Then just take some setting powder or whatever you use. You could use a skin toned eyeshadow shade if you have one that's matte. I'm just going to use some of the Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just going to set that so it's nice and smooth. These steps are optional, but it really helps when applying eyeshadows to your eyes. So I'm going to take Peanut by Morphe. You could use any light brown that's about the same shade as your skin tone, maybe a little darker, just to be our blending shade, our crease shade. And I'm using a blending brush by BH Cosmetics, and I'm just going to start putting that into my crease. Now I'm going into the shade Latte by Makeup Geek. You just want to go into a shade that's a little darker than that crease shade that we just put in. I'm going to take this blush by Blend Brushes. It's more of like a tapered pointed crease. It's going to be a little bit more defined. I'm just going to start putting that right into the crease. And if you see, I have my brush held upwards so that it just goes right there into the socket of the crease. I'm going to take just a clean blending brush, and I'm just going to sweep through there just to make sure everything's nice and soft. I'm going to be working with the BH Cosmetic Foil Shadow Palette. When I featured this in a haul, I had so many requests to use this palette in some looks. So I'm going to be using this, and I'm going to be using a few of these pastel shades. I wanted to do something really springy, and so I just started swatching these colors. I want to use several of them. So I don't really know exactly how I'm going to execute this look. I'm just going to start doing it and see where we go. I know I want to use these two top shadows right here. I had this issue in my haul. So I'm working off the two top purple and green shades. So if you have the palette, that's the ones I'm working with. Since they fell out, I'm just going to hold them up and show you guys. So they're so beautiful. These shades are so beautiful. This one is like a lavender, and then this one is like a mint seafoam green. They're so pretty. I'm also going to be spraying my brush with Fix Plus just to make sure that those shadows just show up a lot more pigmented. So I'm just going to take this little tiny detailed brush. I don't know where it's from. I think it came in a kit a long time ago. And I'm going to go into that purple shade. I'm going to start working that on my inner lid. Now I'm going to go into this seafoam green shade. And I'm going to use this, it's a little fluffy, but it actually does pack on the product really well. This is a it's a Revolution BX80 brush. I'm going to work that on the whole outer half. I'm not adding any more product. I'm just going to sweep kind of what's left, since this has a little of an angle to it, kind of in that crease, but don't let it hit over that purple like in your lid. Just make sure it sweeps like into that crease, and it kind of works with that purple and makes its own shade, so it looks really nice and blended. I'm going to dip my finger into both those colors. I'm going to start with the green first and then put the little purple on top. And I'm just going to start popping like my finger just right there in the middle of my eye where those two shades met. And this is just going to kind of help fuse them together. I'm going to take the NYC Liquid Liner in black. I'm just going to line my upper lash line. Apply some mascara. I'm using the Blink Mascara Amplified. Put my lashes on real quick and then we'll come back and do the rest of the face. So I just applied some Ardell Demi Wispies. So next we are going to take a makeup remover wipe. I'm just going to wipe underneath my eye and like up on the side of my eye, unless you applied a wing or something, but just want to clean that up. Alright, now we're going to move on to our face. So the primer I'm going to use is the Pure Correcting Primer in the Illuminate and Glow one. I wanted my skin to be nice and bright and radiant since this is kind of a springy look. I just like to put that on the back of my hand and I'm just going to start applying that to my face. Having an eczema breakout on my face. I already did my brows before I started the tutorial. I will have links to all the products I used down below, even if they weren't shown on camera. I'm just going to take a tiny bit of this Benefit Professional and put a little bit into my T-zone because I've just been having pore problems lately. So I'm just going to put that on the side of my nose. The foundation I'm going to use is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This is the Dewy and Smooth one. I'm in the shade 225 Medium Buff, so I'm just going to shake that up. And I'm going to apply that with my damp beauty blender. I'm going to take a little bit of these Sephora. These are the Luminous Drop, Radiant Luminizing Drops. This is in Morning Light. They're like a liquid highlighter. Or you can mix it with your foundation, but I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my cheekbones. So this is a really pretty yellow champagne shade highlight. It's so pretty, so I'm just going to pop that right here. I'm doing this first because this is a liquid and I wanted to do it before my concealer. I'm going to take a little bit right here. The concealer I'm using is my trusty Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in Neutralizer. I just can't put this one down right now. That into the skin. Using a beauty blender for your concealer and your foundations and everything like this, and especially using liquid products like a liquid highlighter and everything, is going to really give you that fresh, dewy look because it's pressing everything into the skin. So it's not going to have a bunch of powder sitting on your face. I'm going to set my concealed areas with the Ofra Banana Powder. I'm just going to use this like big fluffy tapered brush by Blend Brushes to do that. I really have been loving this powder. I have not been putting it down lately. I don't know if it's because it's just the single and it's so much more easier to carry than like a whole contour kit, but I've been loving it. One more powder I want to work with is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores powder. I picked this up when it was like 50% off at Ulta during their 21-day beauty sale, and I've been loving it. So this is just like a translucent powder. I'm just going to add a little bit of that right here to the sides of my nose where my pores have been like growing larger, I feel like. And it just it like almost erases them basically, because mine aren't as big as I'm making it sound. But now we're going to move on to blush bronzer, and then we'll go back and finish up our eyes. So I've been obsessed with this e.l.f. blush contouring powder. Again, I used to use this all the time years ago when I first started YouTube, and ever since I brought it back out one day, I just haven't put it down since. So I'm going to use it again. I hope you don't mind me using the same thing over and over. This is so affordable. It's only $3 for this thing. So And that's why I've been using it so much, because I know it's not like crazy expensive. I'm going to use a contouring brush. Cheekbones. So I'm not going to go too crazy with this. I just want to kind of like chisel just slightly, because I want it to be a kind of a soft, fun look, not like full glam all over the place. I like this brush because I can work really light-handed with it, or I can like work really heavy with it. It's such a versatile brush. Whatever's left, I usually just drag down my neck a little bit just to give it kind of like a balanced look. For blush, I've been debating between these two. I still don't know which one I want to do. MAC Dainty, which is a really baby pink. It's got a lot of shimmer in it. Or this Chanel Rose Pastel. And they're very similar. This one's just not as shimmery. I can't decide. I think I'm going to go with the Rose Pastel one. I don't know. Let me swatch them on my hand. This is Dainty on this side and Rose Pastel on this side. Now holding them up, I don't know. Let me look at my lip products next to them. Gotta decide. I have two lip products I can't decide between either, so let me just see. Let's just try the Chanel one first, because I can always put the MAC on top if I want a little shimmer. So this is the Chanel Rose Pastel powder blush. So pretty. It's like bright, but it's also a little warm at the same time. This is a blush brush by by Blend Brushes. I'm sorry. I live by an airport in the Air Force Base, so just gonna sweep that mainly on the apples of my cheeks and then bringing it back just slightly. Don't forget if you're a little too heavy-handed with your blush, because if you have a stippling brush, you can always buff it out. Yeah, I like this one. I might pop a little of the other one on top just because I can't decide. I'm going to tap a little bit of MAC Dainty because this one's super pigmented. I just never use this blush anymore. I used to use it all the time. Just to give it a little pop and some shimmer, because I'm not going to add an extra highlight. I'm just going to leave the highlight alone. This is a stippling brush by Real Techniques. Now let's go back to our eyes. I'm just going to work on the under eye. Now I still don't know what I want to do. First, let's do the inner corner. So for the inner corner, I'm going to go back into that foiled shadow palette, and I'm going to take this shade on the far left if you have the palette. And it's the third one down there. So this shadow is like a baby pink. It's really bright, but it's like a baby pink seashell kind of shade. It's really pretty, and I think this will work really well with those other pastel shades. So I'm just going to pop that on my inner corner. Whatever's left, I'm just gonna like slide like real gently over the highlight just to kind of tie the two together. I might just mimic the top. So we're gonna put green on the outer and purple on the inner. I'm gonna work with the green first. And then I'm going in with the purple, and when I get to the middle where the green starts, I just kind of go over the green just slightly, just so they blend together. I'm going to put a little bit of mascara on those lower lashes. Dewy. Okay, Siri, I wasn't talking to you. I said, make sure you look extra, and she said, who, me? Does anybody else's phone like just start Siri on its own? I wasn't even touching it. So now I'm just going to apply some lips, and I'm going to be real simple because I don't know, I couldn't decide on my lips for a while. And when I was just playing with all my lip colors and I was swatching everything, this is the one I think I just was kind of like geared to the most. This is a NYX Butter lipstick. I love this. I've had this forever and I forgot. It just gets under everything and I forgot how much I love this lipstick. It's perfect for this springtime coming up because it's a really pretty coral shade. It's in the shade Candy Buttons. That is it. Yay! So I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I know it's totally different. I've never really worked with so much color, but it's still really wearable. Like, you could wear this to work. I mean, I don't know what you do for work, but I would wear this to work because it's just real light. Don't be intimidated by color. Sometimes they are really intense, and sometimes they can be really hard to work with, like reds and blues and purples, because they can almost make you look bruised. But these pastel shades are just so light that they just work. And I love the color combo, the purple and the green, because they're so different but they tied together so well, and no matter what your eye color, I think that this would just enhance your eyes. I've been requested to work with this palette so many times and use all the colors out of it, so I've been trying to get through these colors for you guys and give you some ideas because it's so affordable. I think it's like $12. I'm not sure. I will link this down below for you if you were interested in picking it up. I mean, sometimes the packaging just fails, and that's okay. It's okay. Because it still works, except for this guy that I can't find, but I will find him, and if I don't, Skyly will, because this is her room. So if you like this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see me use some more of the colors out of this palette, just request what colors you want to see down below. It has everything, golds, yellows, it has every variation of the shades. So if you want to just go look at the palette and see the colors that are in it and let me know what you want to see, I would love to do some more color looks with the palette. If you have any more questions, just leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.